So the big question is this: how are gigging musicians like us, who don't make any money streaming, who are spending money from our own pockets, how do we treat our music careers as online businesses in a way that lets us get our music and the things we believe in out to the world, yet still remain profitable? That is the question, and this podcast will give you the answer. My name is Jared Judge, and welcome to the Gigging Musician Podcast. What's up, gigging musicians? Today we're going to talk about partnerships. So, as musicians, we are in the business of selling gigs to people. Now, the problem is, even if you have the best website in the world and you're one of the best musicians in the world, that doesn't get you a gig unless you're driving traffic to your website and getting people to interact with you. So that's where this strategy that I've come up with, that's part of a larger framework called the Dream 100 strategy. I call my strategy the Website World Tour, is so important because through this strategy, you can find all of the different potential sources of traffic for you to bring people into your website funnel and start to book gigs through you. That does include some paid strategies, but it also includes free ones too, which as musicians, we typically are not making a ton of money from our gigs unless you're booking consistently, which that's the goal of this podcast and Book Live Pro. And so instead of using these paid strategies and spending all of our hard-earned money on ads and directory memberships and things like that, one of the key strategies behind this Website World Tour and the Dream 100 is identifying potential partners and getting them to trust you and start sending bookings your way. So let's think about that a little bit. As a wedding musician, who are some of the potential partners that might want to refer business our way? For me, I've identified that I play at a lot of wedding venues, so all of the different ballrooms, the different restaurants, the different hotels, barns, all within like a 50-mile radius of me are potential partners for me. In fact, if you go on like a directory website like weddingwire.com, look up wedding venues in your city, you'll find a whole list of these different wedding venues. If you go on any of their website, chances are they have a special page on their website that they call the preferred vendors list. This list is these are the different bands and florists and caterers that they recommend to the couples who are getting married in their venue that they know, like, and trust and refer for them to book them. So on these preferred vendors lists, if you partner with these venues, you can get on those lists and they will put a link to your booking optimized page. So of course, once they drive traffic to your booking optimized page, which if you haven't listened to the previous episode on that, definitely listen to that because most musicians are doing their website wrong. Once you drive traffic to your booking optimized page from these vendor partnerships, they'll start to book you and they'll know more about you. Honestly, I've been to a lot of wedding expos. In fact, I was just at one recently, the Wonderful World of Weddings in Milwaukee. I chat with a ton of the people coming through and I ask them, have you heard about my group? Have you heard about Dream City Strings? And despite the fact that I'm doing probably the best job in the city as far as advertising my group, most of the people who come through haven't heard of them at all, which is crazy because the more people that know about you, the more people will actually book you. So that's why it's so important to make these partnerships. I showed you how to work your way in with venues. In fact, in my masterclass, there's a strategy of how to do that. Other potential partners in the wedding space would be the wedding planners themselves. They make a lot of recommendations. Another potential partnership would actually be like the other vendors that are showing up: photographers, videographers, florists, caterers. Anyone who works in the wedding industry is a potential partner for this. So the strategy here is come up with your list of potential partners, reach out to them and provide value to them somehow. If it's a venue, you can actually take a tour of their venue and build the relationship that way. Then make the ask to be on their preferred vendors list. follow up a couple times. Wedding industry is probably one of the busiest industries that people work in, so they might not get back to you right away. Plus, they might actually not have the website skills themselves to make the change to their website. They might have to go through a couple layers of red tape. You have to be patient with them, and you have to follow up with them. And then once they put your website on their website, you have to make sure that your website is optimized for bookings. Otherwise, people will come to a website that is not optimized for bookings. They won't know how to interact with you and book you, and you ultimately won't get to share your music and get paid to do that. So that is the partnership component of the website World Tour. I'm currently giving a masterclass on this. It is available for free for people like you at www.booklivepro.com/masterclass. Definitely check that out because this is going to be the year of gigs, and I want you to be able to share your music with as many people as possible. Thanks for listening to the Gigging Musician Podcast. Be sure to subscribe and share it on Facebook, and we will see you on the next episode.